Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kawana Dyson, and welcome to the free webinar masterclass. I'm so excited to share this information with you on how to land top paying clients for your business. I want to show you an unlimited pool of customers so that you can build a sustainable income. So are you ready? All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to get top paying clients into your business so that you can build a consistent income that's completely scalable, where you know you have income coming in month after month. Before we get started, I want you to do three things. Get focused, silence your phones, and save your questions for the end. So here's what you're going to learn on today's free webinar masterclass. You're going to learn how to land top paying clients for your business. I'm also going to show you how much they spend on the products and services you offer, who cuts the big checks, and how to position your business to participate in this trillion-dollar industry. Now, who is this for? You, right? If you're an entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, a freelancer, a business owner, you call yourself a boss, a side hustler, or you're a depressed employee who's looking to get away and fire your boss. This is for you. Roll call. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what products or services you provide. If you're a carpet cleaning company or janitorial company that provides janitorial services, marketing relations, marketing outreach, photography, videography, graphic design, life coach, personal development, it does not matter if you sell water bottles, if you do hair, there are contract opportunities for you. I'm going to show you all of that information in this free webinar masterclass. Okay, so you've been wondering, how do I grow my small business? Sounds familiar? Where can I find quality customers who pay top dollars? I'm going to show you that. Can I really turn my hobby into a paycheck? Absolutely, you can. Am I wasting my time? Well, if you are starting or are in a business for yourself, you're never wasting your time. How is it that some businesses succeed and others struggle? It's because of strategy. I'm going to give you a winning strategy today that's going to help you succeed as well. Is there anything out there to help small businesses? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And that's what this webinar masterclass is all about, to help small businesses. So here are the two top questions about business that I run across regularly when I'm consulting with small business owners. So number one, how can I get regular paying clients so that I can have a sense of financial security that I had when I was an employee? That's a very important question. It's an absolutely amazing, relevant question. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you an answer to that. So where do I find these clients? I'm going to show you that as well. Before we move on, I'm going to first remix 3 common misconceptions about business. Number one, you should plan to make zero profit in your first 1 to 2 years of business. How many of you have heard that before? I've heard it myself. So the misconception is that you can't go into business profitable on day one. You absolutely can if you have a strategy, right? So what happens to people is that they go into business with this mentality, right? Thinking that they can't make a profit or shouldn't expect a profit within their first 1 to 2 years. And the outlook, they have that outlook, and because of our natural ability as human beings to make things happen, guess what? We can also make things not happen for us. So you don't want to go in with that mentality. Okay, so the truth is, you can start a business with less than $500 and easily make that back within your first sale of your product or service. In fact, with government contracts, which is everything that I'm going to show you today, you can easily make that back within 2 to 3 hours. Contractors make more than employees. That's an absolute fact, because you can charge more, you can take more home, and you get a business write-off. And that is the reason why it's great to be self-employed. Okay, here's misconception number 2. All of the business funding programs are designed to help men. I've heard that at workshops, at seminars, at events. Totally false. The misconception is that there's nothing out there for women. So false. Again, what happens is that people start to believe in this rumor, and without doing any due diligence, the same becomes the norm. There's nothing out there for women-owned businesses. Everything is designed for men. We're shut out. Okay, that may have some truth in some parts, but guess what? There are some programs that are specifically designed for women. Now, the truth is, there are not only grants that are set aside for women, but trillions of dollars in government contracts that are specifically set aside for women-owned businesses only, right? That's a game changer. Here's a fact. There's money out there for you. You just have to know where to go get it and how. And those are some of the strategies and techniques I'm going to teach you today. To continue misconception number 2, what you're looking at right now is a full graph about federal contracts that's been awarded to women-owned businesses between 2017, back in 2018 and 2017. So total dollars awarded is in the blue across the board, over $508 trillion. Over $508 trillion or billion dollars to awarded to small businesses, and out of that, 589 million was awarded to women-owned small businesses. And this is just on the federal side of contracts for products and professional services that are provided by women-owned businesses. Okay, so moving on to misconception number 3, you have no competition. How many of you have gotten into business thinking I'm the only one who has this product, this service, this idea, I'm unique, I have absolutely no competition? I thought that myself once when I first started my business, but guess what? The misconception is that in this big old world that we live in, where everybody is really connected by energy, you misconceive that you alone can think of something that has never been thought of before. Totally impossible. What happens when you think this way is you start accusing others of stealing your idea, and then you begin to focus on that instead of focusing on your dreams and setting yourself apart from those businesses that are like yours. So I'm a strong believer in what God has for me is for me. And that's why I share my story and information with everyone. It doesn't matter if we're in the same lane, because guess what? There's trillions of dollars on the table and we can all eat together. Business without customers equals a hobby. Some of us may have expensive hobbies until we learn how to truly do business and how to truly be in business for success. In order to succeed in business, you have to be able to, number 1, know who your customers are, and number 2, how much they spend on the products and services so that you can go after your market share. Now, why is this important to you right now? You have an existing business or an idea for a business, and you know your business can be profitable, but you're not sure how to get it off the ground or get it from where it is, right? There's a solution that we're going to show you how to launch and grow a successful business by landing these top paying customers, which is the heartbeat, of course, of your business for your clients. Here's another reason why this is important to you right now. You don't have any customers, or maybe you're watching this video because you only have a few customers here and there, and you know that having regular paying customers is the heartbeat to staying in business. That's very key, that you have customers. And it's just been a slow process, and that's okay, because guess what? I'm going to show you an unlimited pool of customers that you may most likely have never even thought about or considered, and they give top pay to businesses like yours. Okay, so also another reason why this may be important to you is that you're on a hamster wheel. How do I scale my business? You know, how do I break through this earning ceiling? How do I live the life that I really want to live? Have you been there? Have you been in a hamster wheel feeling like you don't know, you're straddling the fence, you may have to go back to work because you're not getting enough customers to stay consistent or to pay your overhead or to pay your bills, and it's just not making sense, okay? Worry no more. I'm going to show you some things that's going to blow your mind and transform your business so that you can have the business success and consistent income, security, and sustainability for yourself as a self-employed entrepreneur. Here's what I want you to picture. I want you to imagine for 1 month, you sold your product or service to 10 customers. You gave them a price. They asked you for a lower price, which happens often when you're self-employed, right? You give them that lower price, of course, because you want the sale, you need the sale. They paid you and they leave. For this month, you generated enough income to pay your bills, and you hope they'll come again to buy from you, or at least you hope to match those 10 sales the next month, and so on. But you may get 1 or 2 sales, right, instead of the 10. That happens. Your business is unstable and your income fluctuates because you don't have any regular paying customers. Some of us can relate to that, right? But now I want you to imagine having a client who pays you top dollars. They pay you 3 to 4 times your regular price, and they give you a 3 to 5 year contract where they pay for your services or your products every single month for the next 3 to 5 years. You know you have a contract, so you're locked in, right? Let's say you have about 5 clients just like that, because there's no limit to how many clients you can get in this unlimited pool of clients that I'm going to show you today. You know, at least for the next 3 years, next 3 to 5 years, you have a consistent income, a base income that's completely scalable and that will come month after month. Now you have a stable income. Which picture do you like the most? Ask yourself that and answer it to yourself. Look, if you're watching this video, I'm willing to bet that you've had to convince people to buy from you, or you may have even had to decide between staying self-employed or going back to work because you need consistent income and stability to stay self-employed. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in your seat. I know what it feels like to straddle the fence. What I'm going to show you today is information that's going to be a complete game changer for you. I call it the $1 trillion secrets of government contracting, because most small businesses will never know that this even exists. Now imagine if you're getting 50 new contracts per year, most of which are valued at $20,000 or more. And that's a very low and modest number, because the contracts that I've seen are much, much larger than this. So, but hypothetically speaking, as an example, imagine yourself getting 50 new contracts per year, valued at $20,000 at a minimum. You got paid to provide the same products and services that you already have, right? But you only had to work 2 to 4 days out of the month per client for that same type of service that you provided, greater pay. Think about that. You're leveraging your time, you're getting bigger pay, you have clients, you have a contract that's locked in, you know what your income is going to be 3 to 5 years from now, and you can completely scale that up, right, as you want. So customers started faithfully sending you requests. Imagine that, for proposals and referring your business to other agencies. They're asking you to provide products and services for their company as well, or they're paying you top dollars for your products and services outright. Just imagine that. Here's my story. Now, I grew up in Bayview Hunters Point, one of the inner city areas of San Francisco. I'm the 4th of 7 children who grew up in a single family household. My mom had 7 children. I'm the fourth of 7, but the first girl out of 3. So there's 4 boys, there's 3 girls, and I'm right slam in the middle. We didn't have much, but that taught me how to make the best out of any situation. So I grew up with the mentality that I wanted more. Right? When I grew up, I wanted more for my children. I didn't want to struggle. I didn't want to continue the generational, curse of struggling, working class, being in poverty, none of those things. And so I always wanted different. So I was the first to graduate from high school in my family. I was the first to receive a bachelor's degree in my family. I was the first to go on and receive my master's degree. And I'm going to be the first in my family to achieve and obtain my PhD. That is so awesome. I'm the first to start my own small businesses. And I'm the first to build a program to teach other entrepreneurs like yourself the things that have helped me, the strategies, the information that's helped me to be who I am today in my business. And I'm going to share that information with you today. So here we go. I'm going to share with you how I landed my first $70,000. I remember it very clear. I want to say I was married for about 13 years. And I was very, very dependent on my husband because he wanted me to be more passive in the relationship while he provided, right? And so I quit my job that I was working at for 7 years after college. I probably was making about, I want to say, $90,000 straight out of college as a young woman. I was beating all the odds of other young women, African-American women from California, especially living in Southern California, who was making that type of income, great income, great benefits. But I knew for myself, I had a lot more to offer than to go to work every day doing the same exact thing and building somebody else's dream business when I had all of these ideas of building my own business and my own legacy. So at one point, to keep a long story short, I started having issues in my marriage, and we decided that the relationship wasn't going to work out anymore, unfortunately. But fortunately as well, because I was so dependent, because I had a car note at the time, well, for a minivan that I, was using to get my kids back and forth to school and to their programs and after school programs and games, the true soccer mom, I asked, my spouse at the time, well, what about the car? What are we going to do about the car note? Right. So he told me to figure it out. It seems like everything in my life at that point was upside down because I was trying to figure out, well, how was I married 13 years and I allowed someone else to have that much control over my finances, my future, and I didn't know, what I was going to do to maintain this vehicle that we had a car note for, and he no longer wanted to pay it, blah, 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 yada, 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 all that stuff. So guess what? Right at that moment, I kid you not, about a week later, I landed my first government contract for $70,000. And it was just to take photos over a 28-day period, right? Well, actually, it was over a 6-month period, but it was just for 28 days of work. That was very powerful for me. That was the start of becoming who I am today. The start of a small business that generated an annual income over a 6-month period for just 28 days of work. Imagine that for yourself. That was very powerful. And it was for one of the most historical projects ever in the San Francisco area, the Transbay Transit Center, which is like the Grand Central of San Francisco. Now, I thought, initially, I thought that, I don't know how I landed it. Maybe I landed it accidentally, because I had been applying for things and submitting proposals. And I thought maybe, just I lucked up on this, right? But then guess what happened to me? Then I landed a $25,000 project. Then I landed a $60,000 project and $35,000. It just happened again and again. And then it happened to me again, $35,000, $20,000. And these are very small numbers, but it's big for small businesses, right? It's big. When was the last time you've ever had, or have you ever had, a client that paid $60,000, $20,000, $35,000? And I'm a photographer, so just imagine if you're in IT, if you're janitorial services, it gets into the 6 figures, right? Per contract. And I'm saying this is a huge opportunity. Then it happened again, right? And then here we are again. Now, to date, this is the first project that I've landed that's going to be in the 6 figures by partnering with another firm as a subcontractor so that I can get a bigger piece of the pie of a $10 million opportunity. So I'm really excited to share this information with other small businesses that's going to transform your business and your life. Now, if I can show you how to land 8% of a $12 million opportunity, would you want my help? You're in the right place if you're thinking, I want to start my own business. I don't know how. I can help you jumpstart your business and to get into contracting for your company. Can I really start my own business and not have to worry about stability? Absolutely. The strategies that I'm showing you here is exactly the strategy. Can I be successful working for myself? Absolutely, you can. All you need is a mentor and strategies, and you need to invest in yourself for information. Is there something out there that can help me get ahead as a small business? Yes, and I'm going to show you some more information about that. Does the government really buy the products or services that I provide? Great question. How about we go over and take a look at that? Okay, so here we go. Now, this site is called NAICS.com, NAICS.com. Now, this is the site where you would go to look up your industry code for whatever product or service that you provide. So say, for instance, I provide web design services. I'm going to click submit. It's going to bring up computer program, i.e. web design services. And sometimes there'll be multiple codes that are assigned to your one industry. So just for an example, I did just copy this because that's the number I'm going to use. But if I type in like something like photography and whatever your industry code is, name is, you want to type that in to look up to get the code for it. So photography services has multiple codes. So whatever your industry is, if it has multiple codes, you definitely want to take them down because each code is tied to a pool of money that the government spends for small businesses like yours. So I'm going to go over to usaspending.gov, and what we're going to do is take that code that I just showed you and do a keyword search for that NAICS code. Now what happens is it shows you all of the contracts that's been awarded for that NAICS code. And I'm thinking that it's, how about I do an advanced search, because that way I can track it by year. So I'm going to do an advanced search for 2018, and I'll type in that same NAICS code, which is for computer programming, in web design services. So I click submit, and here's the data. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is a chart of information that shows all of the companies that were awarded contracts for federal contracts for web design services. But look at the amount. How many people do you know that design websites that are getting these types of amounts for contracts? These are in the six figures. This is huge. 86 million, 131 million, 580 million. But look at the departments. I guess because it needs a lot of security. These are like federal agencies. So this is the Department of Homeland Security, for the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is when I say who spends it, who's cutting the checks. This is the information. The awarding agency, which is here, and the awarding sub-agency, which is the specific department, right? So these are the specific departments under the federal government who are writing these types of checks for this particular industry, right? And all I did was just look for under 1 year, like just for 2018 alone. So if I go over to time, it'll give me a chart of exactly how much that was combined, right? Without you having to do the calculation, is all calculated for you. $5 billion spent in 2018 for web design services. So if I wanted to do the last 3 years, I could take a look at that. All I have to do is just update the numbers over here for the years. It's going to gather the data, and I'll be able to see what's the trend. So 5 million in 2016, 5 million in 2017, about almost 6 million in 2018. So you can just imagine pretty much for 2019, it's going to be about I believe it's going to be about 6 point something trillion in that year alone. So you plug and play your own specific data for your own specific industry, but it lets you know that money is being spent for your products and services that you provide. And it also lets you know who's cutting the checks, right, for your industry, which is the award sub-agencies and the awarding agencies, right? And then it also tells you who are the recipients. Now, these would be considered your competitors. These are the ones who are getting those contracts, right? Your competitors, right? But when it comes to government contracts, I try to teach you that there are no competitors when it comes to that. There's other people that are in your lane, but you're going to learn how to turn these competitors into partners, right? So these are the companies that you would reach out for sub opportunities on these $1 billion or $1 million contracts that they have. You let them know I specialize in X, Y, and Z as well. If you ever need an assistant, or if you want to sub out work, we're available. This is our portfolio or whatever. They will hand you work as a subcontractor. So there's multiple opportunities. You can land contracts directly with the agencies. You can land contracts as a sub, indirectly with those who are already being awarded huge $1 million, $1 billion contracts as well. And then you can also break it down if you want to look at, say, recipient type. So if you want to look at just minority-owned business data, how much went to minority-owned businesses, and then you click submit search, it'll gather the data here, and it's gathering. And you'll be amazed at the numbers, the information. So these are all minority-owned businesses. These are all the minority-owned businesses who won the contracts. And these are like 70 million, 60 million, 38 million. So just imagine, as a small business, it's even whether you're a web designer or you manufacture anything, or you provide paper or body cams or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, water. Just imagine landing a contract like this. It's available. So, and the opportunities are huge. And so for an example, I want to take a look at women-owned businesses for those years, right? Let's take a look at that. What was awarded for web design companies owned and operated by women in these years, 2016 to 2018? And here we go. These are all the women-owned firms. These are the contract amounts: 68 million, 50 million, 40 million, 30 million, 20 million. It looks like about 11 million is like one of the smaller ones, but that's a lot of money. So I don't know any web designer, woman-owned business web designer near me who's making millions of dollars designing one website or maintaining one website, right? But here we go. With a $700 million was spent in 2018 for women-owned web designers. 600, that's about 700 million as well. And this is about 650 million as well. So between 650 million and 750 million over the last 3 years was awarded to women-owned businesses only. Okay, so what do you need to do to participate in this trillion-dollar industry, right? I have a ebook on Amazon for $4.99 called The $1 Trillion Secret to Government Contracts Revealed. It has a lot of information. But also, here's a fact about small business certifications. Did you know that every government agency, private corporation, and business has an obligation to give certain percentages of all of their contracts to certified small businesses? Most people don't know that, right? So typically, any business that have under 50 employees and makes under 14 million is considered a small business. And then you're considered a micro business if you make way less than that, right? Most small businesses are micro businesses because they make under, hundreds of thousands per year, right? So the point of the story is to say, for instance, the gas and electric company from wherever you are procures, which means they spend over $200 million per year for services, right? Now, if their mandated goal is to give 6% to a certified woman-owned business or to a minority-owned business or a disadvantaged business, then that would mean there's $12 million on the table for you as a certified firm that you can partake in, right? So that's more information for you. So here's the $1 Trillion Secret. I did actually take you through the live demonstration over how to look up these numbers for yourself, but also here's a periodic table that I wanted to show you for the government spend in 2018. They spent $2.5 trillion with small businesses in the year of 2018 alone, right? So imagine what they're going to spend this year and the year after that, right? So what if I told you that there's no limit to how many contracts you can have, and that anybody can do this no matter what products and services you provide? I did show you that. I showed you how to look up your NAICS code and how to look up the actual contracts that have been spent out by the federal government, right? And then what if I told you also that the government pays you 3 to 4 times more than any private companies? You saw the numbers. You saw my numbers, right? You see how you can leverage this to really, really move and drive and grow your business into a thriving small business. Now, you can also land multiple contracts on the same project by subcontracting, and that's a technique that I do teach in my my business coaching course. So there's 2 ways to land contracts. One is a prime. So if there's a professional development contract and you're a professional service provider, then guess what? Then yeah, absolutely, you can land that contract as a prime contractor. Here's another example. If there's a contract for janitorial services and you have a janitorial cleaning company, you can land that contract as a prime contractor because you do exactly what the contract is for, right? But here's another example. As a subcontractor, say there's a communications firm, communications contract out there that a communications firm is going to go after, but you in particular provide media services, right? So in that communications contract, there's one particular scope for media services. So guess what? You as a media content producer can go to that communications firm and pitch your services to them and ask them to list you in their proposal as a subcontractor to provide that particular scope. So that's the difference between a prime contractor and a subcontractor. Okay, so remember when I was talking about the three different levels of government? So here we have local, which is the city and county, regional, which is state, and federal, which is all the states in the United States. So, and then there's the different types of certification. So I did list and discuss some of them, which are like the women business enterprise, the minority business enterprise, but there's also the small business enterprise, the micro SB, which is micro small business, the local business enterprise, LGBT, DBBE, the EDWOSB. There's so many acronyms out there. So which means there's so many opportunities, and each of those certifications is tied to a goal on a $1 trillion project, right? Millions and billions of dollars projects. And each level of government has their own pool of money that has contracts for small businesses, right? So definitely, can you grow your business with this? Yes. Is this real? Yes. Is it trendy? No. This is something that's going to be here. So you can build a sustainable business and easily scale your business within the next 6 to 9 months or less, depending on how fast you work. So getting certified, what do you need? This is a list of most of the typical documentation that you need for your certification process, which includes your EIN, your Dun & Brad, your taxes, business license, lease agreement, birth certificate, ID, profit and loss, bank signature, articles of incorporation, right? And if you're if you sell stocks in a C Corp, then definitely you'll also need your Schedule K. But this is all basic information. We go into more detail in my coaching program, which I'll have more information for you about that program towards the end. So getting certified, some of the type of agencies that you can do business with when you think about certifications, like where do I start? If you are in, say, for example, if you're an accountant, if you're a financial literacy coach, if you do anything with numbers, the city treasurer is an agency. They have contracts for your services. Fire department, they're always looking for uniforms and trucks and fleet, right? Power washing, walls, all of that stuff. Unified School District, the transportation department. There are so many agencies at every level of government that are available, which means that this opportunity goes beyond, right? Huge for small businesses. So you can easily grow from a small business to a large corporation. Now, here's the type of corporations that you can contract with, and this is just something totally different. It's outside of government agencies. It's corporations. They have their own supplier diversity program, which is similar to their small business certification program on the government side. And corporations are places like Chevron, Wells Fargo, your restaurants, your hospitals, you know, those types of corporations. So the opportunity, when you think about the layering between government agencies and corporations, this is like, it's so much out there, especially for small businesses. Most small businesses don't know this information, and that's why I coined it the $1 trillion secret. There's trillions of dollars on the table, and you need to position your company to get your piece of the pie. My brag, I've personally landed over 250,000 and growing. The numbers are much larger since I've actually made this slide, but in government contracts for my own personal business. That's why I consider myself a professional in the industry. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm sharing this information with others. It is my passion, my desire, and my role as an entrepreneur or consultant to share with other small businesses the techniques and strategies that has helped me. And I want you to know that it's information that's out there that will help you grow as a small business. So I've also coined the $1 trillion secret to government contracting. That was my first ebook. It's available on Amazon. Go ahead and get you a copy. I've also received several awards, grants, have been featured in various news articles on my business success, and captured the attention of several local politicians around the Bay Area, which I'm really excited for. With one single contract alone, I generated over $35,000 for just 60 days, part-time days of work. You've seen my first contract, what I landed, 28 days of work. And so you can really leverage your time by working for yourself. That's why I say, if you're an entrepreneur, you're headed in the right path to building wealth for yourself, but also building a legacy. And if you do things, build the right type of business and put these or implement these strategies into your company, then definitely you will succeed. So I have assisted over 100 entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs with business launches, business certification. So no matter where you are in your business, let me help you. I can help you launch a business, and I can help you grow your business, your existing business with government contracts. So also, I was able to hire my my first ever part-time employee and sub out work as well. So I'm really excited about the information that I'm sharing with you today. But my overall goal is to get you from business launch, or if you're somewhere in the middle, is to get you to be your own boss. If you're already your own boss, to show you how to land top paying clients for your business, build a consistent income and stability that you deserve as a small business entrepreneur. So what I've shown you today is the exact system that I call the $1 trillion secret. It's a system that I've personally used to land over $500,000 in contracts within the last 3 to 4 years and growing. And I did that as a small business owner, just like you. I'm no different from you. I didn't come from a silver spoon or any of that stuff. You read my story. I came from the inner city, a big family, single parent household. And so my desire was so strong for me to be able to succeed in business for myself that I ran across this information. But since I ran across this information and it's helped me, I'm going to show you how to implement these things into your own business, right? So right now, let's recap everything that you discovered today. First, we talked about how to get top paying clients for your small business. You also learn where to go to find these clients and how much they spend on your products and services. This is information that you have access to, that you can actually do yourself. You can actually implement. You can take the information and run with it. But finally, we also learn what you need to do to position your business to land contracts with them, and that's to get certified, right? So let me ask you, I know we had a limited time together, and given the limited time that we did have, did we do a good job today of giving you valuable information, even if you left this class right now, that you could use to get new clients tomorrow? Let me know by saying yes or no, or typing in the chat, yes or no. Did I earn the right to spend a few minutes talking about how you can work with me inside my Contracts Readiness Accelerator training program that's designed? We go a little bit deeper. I show you step by step how to implement, how to get certified, how to look at contracts, how to write proposals, and so on and so on. I'll go into more details later, but this is not for everybody. Let me just say that. It's only for those people who really want to work hard to get amazing results in their business. It's a small investment, but as you can see, when you go through my program, these are results that you can expect, right? Or better, definitely. So wouldn't you say you've gotten a lot of value, a lot of free information? So imagine working with me in one of my training programs where we go deeper. So here's an invitation for those of you who are serious and you want to work hard to get those results or better. Here's what you're going to get when you invest in my Contracts Readiness Accelerator training program. You're going to get 6 live coaching sessions on how to land top paying clients that will award you huge contracts for your small business. And the easy step-by-step system that starts landing contracts in 90 days or less. Free workbooks, ebooks, templates, bonus modules to help you maximize your income and optimize on contracting opportunities. You get lifetime access to our online community, all the lifetime access to all of our trainings as well that you can go back to refresh on anytime, or to train your employees if you have them. And then you also get a free affiliate license to earn cash as a course reseller. My methodology is pulled into a 3-step strategy. Business certifications proposal, rinse and repeat, step 3. So I help you with your business foundation, make sure you have all of the assets that you need to get certified. We'll go through the certifications, where to get certified, who, why, where, all of that stuff. And then we start identifying and submitting proposals. Rinse and repeat, identify, submit proposals. And from there, you're scaling your business, you're landing contracts. So that's a 3-step BCP strategy methodology that I designed for myself for my course. But all of this information that you received today, I want you to mostly focus on the transformation. What is it going to help you obtain, right? Think bigger. I want you to think bigger than just a huge paycheck. Think bigger than just landing a contract. What type of transformation will this information help you to implement into your life? Would it allow you to have more free time because you're landing larger contracts for less time, right? Would you get time freed up? Would it help you to build a legacy business that you can pass on to your family? Would you be able to spend more time with your children? You know, is it going to give you a better lifestyle that you deserve? Or would you be able to give as a philanthropist back into the community? What can you do? Where's the transformation for you? That's something for you to really, really think about, because I want you to think beyond the large contracts, the income. I want you to think about the transformation that this information is going to help you in your personal life. For me, not only all of these things that you're seeing in front of you, like the time freedom, the peace of mind, the ability to just be out and enjoy life, of all of these things, to get my first car that I had no need to pay a car note on, and I named it No Note number 1, you know, because I have a No Note number 2 and 3, 4, and 5, all of those things. But out of all of these things that you see here, this one right here, the teaching, this is what I'm most passionate about, showing other entrepreneurs what I did, how to do it step by step. And you're one of those entrepreneurs that I would love to show how to do these things. Do you believe that you can be successful if you follow my proven step-by-step method? Ask yourself that. Did I teach you anything today for free, right? If I can teach you something for free, just imagine what it will be like to be in my full in-depth 6-week coaching program. So, and I know what you're thinking. You want to know, well, wait, how much is this? How much is this going to cost me? What is the investment? And that's a good thing to ask, right? So here we go. So I've broken this into 3 different opportunities. The first is our silver do-it-yourself program, where it's self-paced. You watch pre-recorded trainings. You have lifetime access to all of the training and email support for $19.97. We have a gold package for Done With You, which is an interactive learning experience where I coach you live for 6 weeks on all the steps and all the things you need to do to position your company, get certified, all of those things to start landing your contracts within the next 90 days or so, or less. You get access to the private Facebook group where you get to interact with other people that's in the course. I can answer any questions that you may have. But we have live Q&A sessions as well, step-by-step instructions to start landing your contracts in the 90 days, lifetime access to all of the training materials. You also receive bonus lessons that will teach you about corporate certifications and the supplier diversity program and all of that information. But you also receive 90 days of free mentoring and consulting beyond the 6 weeks, which is an awesome package for $29.97. And then lastly, we have our platinum Done For You package, where it's full service. We do everything for you. We do all of your certifications, help you set up your business and all of that for you. But also it includes your gold package, which you get a free business evaluation, all the interactive learning, live coaching if you want. To go through the live coaching program as well, so that you can learn it, although we're doing it for you, but you get access to the private Facebook group, step-by-step instructions, Q&A, lifetime access. All of your employees can go through the program for free as well. 6 months of free mentoring and consulting beyond our service, but also that package is $59.97. But wait, here's a free bonus. Because you're watching this free webinar masterclass, we're offering a free bonus. Now, you would have to actually schedule your free discovery call with us within the next 24 hours to get this bonus, where we're going to fast action bonus you $1,000 off any of the packages that you just saw when you enroll in our program within 10 days. Okay, so you have 24 hours to schedule a free discovery session. You get $1,000 off any of the package when you enroll in the next 10 days. That takes $1,000 off every level. So the silver becomes $997, the gold becomes $1997, and the platinum Done For You package is $49.97. Additional bonus, now I'm going to hand you even more today. Act right now, and you'll get my $597 do-it-yourself business credit builder, so you can learn how to get up to $150,000 in business credit. That's an awesome bonus. We're throwing that in, and that's if you act fast, right? You act now. Now, this training has never been released to the public, and it's only for my high-ticket $59.97 paying customers. They're Done For You, and it shows the essential steps to building the business credit that you can also leverage to grow your business as well. There's only 10 seats available. We like to keep our groups very, very small and intimate. This is only available for a limited time. So definitely go on and schedule your free discovery session with me at calendly.com/she's got goals.